I'm gonna give you 5 key tips to old man strength. And if you stay till the end of this video, you're gonna get a free gift valued at 40 bucks. And we're gonna start right now. What's up everybody, it's Dane Miller from GarageStrength.com, and if this is your first time to the channel and you're interested in getting stronger, you wanna be more fit, you wanna develop some old man strength, make sure that you like, you subscribe, and you ring that notification bell so we can help you become a beast. So if you ever encountered an old dude who just has phenomenal grip strength, maybe you're goofing around and all of a sudden they put their claws on your neck and you feel like it's this iron grip that's gonna break your spine. Or you see an older guy and you're out, you have to move something and you guys are farming or you're outside doing housework, whatever, and this 50-year-old dude just walks up, picks up some odd object, and it's absolutely impressive. You're sitting there like, how the heck did that old guy do that? And for me, I believe that is the perfect definition of old man strength. I think old man strength comes into those 3 different categories. It's picking up random objects that they have no business picking up. It's that phenomenal grip strength. You go to shake somebody's hand and you're like, dude, that guy's grip when you shook his hand was stupid strong. And then finally, if you're closer to the age of 50 than you are to the age of 20, you definitely have old man strength. And so we're gonna go into those 5 key tips and what actually goes into developing that old man strength. So that first tip is gonna be plan your mobility inside of your actual workout. A lot of old dudes, myself included, love to skip their mobility, and that ends up hindering how we can make progress. That actually ends up hindering our recovery. And what's stupid about it is that if we plan our mobility work and we come up with unique ways to train mobility and we put it inside of our workout, now we can actually use those different forms of mobility to improve our performance inside of each and every workout. And so a good example would be, all right, I'm warming up for back squats, I might deadlift after this. I'm warming up. What can I do for mobility? If I wanna be a little more mobile in my back, I wanna be more mobile in my hips, I wanna be more mobile in my ankles, I can do pause back squats. I can do a little bit of weighted mobility. I can sit down on the bottom. I can do some almost similar to PNF, not exactly that, but we can sit down on the bottom. You can lengthen your back. You can lengthen those ankles and feel that bottom position. You feel a little bit more limber, and then all of a sudden, you've got a little bit better tension and control as you work out of that bottom position. So being creative with your mobility can go a long way, and it can help potentiate your workout. How much pressure do I have through my foot, the front of my foot, the back of my foot? My hips feel nice and loose. My upper back's upright. My gut is flexed. And now I'm driving out of that hole nice and tight. So now I have that good mobility through my hips. I'm applying that good force. I'm having that good cognitive spark for my training session, so I'm really starting to wake up. So utilize unique mobility methods inside of your warm-ups and inside of your workouts so that you're a little bit more time effective, and that's gonna help you develop that old man strength. So that second key tip is gonna be making sure that you're fully embracing bodybuilding. And I think that that's one of the big things with all the older generation of lifters and dudes that used to hit up the gym back in the 80s, early 90s. They love to bodybuild, and that's one of the things now that I'm really realizing, not only from a sports performance perspective, but from myself as I'm starting to age and get older, is that you've got to engage with bodybuilding. You got to do really unique movements, simple movements like this with a band, where you can do simple curls, kickbacks. You can end up adding a ton of volume to your workout with these bands and still get that mechanical load, and that's gonna help with your recovery. That's gonna help get blood flow to those joints that might start to ache. Think about your elbows, your shoulders, even a little bit with your knees if we're gonna talk about Spanish squats. So I love hammering out a whole bunch of bodybuilding stuff, really high reps. With these bands, you could sit here and do forehead curls with the bands for 2 sets of 30, 2 sets of 40, and now all of a sudden, if you've got a little bit of tendonitis in your elbow, that starts to break up, you start to feel better, and that's gonna help boost up those main strength lifts that you wanna focus on. So that third big tip is to focus on time rest. One of the big things that can inhibit old man strength growth is a busy schedule. And so when you're actually training for old man strength, some of the big stuff that you gotta focus on is having those shorter rest periods. So if I'm taking a little bit shorter rest in between lifts, some of the big things that help me do is it actually helps me focus on what I wanna do and the task at hand. I'm not lost in my cell phone by other obligations. So the big thing here is that these timed rests force me to focus on what I'm trying to do inside of my workout. So use time rest to stay focused on the task at hand. Make sure that you're taking a minute, 2 minutes, and you continue to make progress throughout that entire workout. Ooh. That fourth key factor behind developing old man strength is really key to just focus on 1 or 2 big lifts per block. So what I like to do is, because I'm a meathead, it's either gonna be deadlift, it's gonna be bench. I like to pick an upper body lift, a lower body lift. So it's like, if I want to push my dumbbell bench press, then all of my intensity for that entire 4 weeks is going to be around the dumbbell bench. If I'm going to push deadlift, then all my intensity is based around that. The rest of the time is going to be based around bodybuilding stuff, mobility work, and that recovery work. So that could be, again, getting on the bike and doing some cardio. So it's really important. We're not 19, 20 to 25 years old anymore. As you start to train for old man strength, just focusing those efforts on 1 or 2 big lifts is key for maintaining structural integrity so that you can keep pushing it and you feel better from program to program. Getting that pump. 5th key tip is to focus on recovery and look at it as a way to focus on yourselves. If you're older, you've got a large family, you're running businesses or you're working full time, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, you often don't take time to yourself to recover. So that means make sure that you're getting enough protein in so that you can recover from that workout. Do a little bit of cardio, get on the assault bike, do easy, steady state cardio. That's gonna help you recover. Do meditation. I even recommend going to therapy. Spend time working on your inner self. Do that meditation. And one of my favorite means of recovery is to sit in a sauna for 20 to 30 minutes. That's gonna help with that heat shock protein 70, help you recover a little bit easier, help keep that inflammation a little bit lower so that you feel better as you get into that next workout. So if you want more information about old man strength training, click on the link down below. You can head over to garagestrength.com, put in your email address, put in your name, put in your address, and enter in your payment information, and you'll get an entire month of training for free. That's for free, an entire month of the Ghostface program. If you want more videos, more content about old man strength training, click on this card right here. Until next time, guys, peace.